Hello, welcome to Yoga for Boomers and Beyond. I'm your instructor, Nancy Boyle. Today's practice will be a gentle chair yoga practice designed to stretch and relax tight muscles. Its aim is to relieve tension and reduce stress in our bodies as well as in our minds. Today's fast-paced lifestyle with immediate communication through texting, tweeting, social media, combined with constant negative news, to name a few stressors, can lead to chronic stress in the body. And over time, our bodies can get stuck in a state of 24-hour stress response and not even realize it. By design, our bodies respond to stress by releasing hormones into the bloodstream, and those hormones may cause increased heart rate, rapid breathing, higher blood pressure, and increased muscle tension. These stress response hormones are designed to activate the sympathetic nervous system. The job of that system is to move us into a survival mode known as fight or flight. And this is a great thing if we truly need to be ready to defend ourselves or to run away from a threat. But when these physiological responses happen in the absence of a real emergency or a threat, our health can pay a serious price. Long-term chronic stress can wreak havoc on our nervous system through a cyclical adrenaline rush. Too much stress over time can exhaust us. Overproductive adrenal glands, where the stress hormone cortisol is pumped into our system, can leave us with an accelerated aging process. It can inhibit breathing, causing our body to hold in toxins which damage cells. It can weaken our immune system, and it can inhibit a restful sleep, to just name a few. More and more studies are proving that reducing stress can not only improve our quality of life, but it can increase longevity as well. Yoga and meditation show up time and time again in studies and articles about effective solutions to reduce chronic stress. The following chair yoga practice is designed to relieve muscular tension, reduce mental and emotional stress. The practice includes calming breathing techniques and a moving meditation through poses. These poses stretch and relax tight and tense muscles. The practice ends with a final relaxation to allow the body and the mind to integrate the benefits of the practice. The movements will be basic, but very powerful. And if done on a regular basis, this sequence can have a dramatic effect on reducing the negative effects of stress on your mind and your body. So let's get started. We're going to begin our practice today with some breathing techniques that are great for calming the nervous system. The first will be a deep belly breathing. Deep belly breathing helps calm the mind and the body by bringing oxygen deep into the lowest lobes of the lungs. And it's there where the parasympathetic nervous system is activated, the rest and digest response. It's a very calming part of the nervous system. So we'll be doing some deep belly breathing, and then we'll be doing some alternate nostril breathing, which balances both hemispheres of the brain. It slows the heart rate, calms the nervous system, and relaxes the body and the mind. So we'll begin with some deep belly breathing. So sit nice and tall in your chair. Roll your shoulders up and back. Let them kind of melt away from your ears. Bring your hands on your lap with the palms up. And let the sternum and the crown of the head just kind of extend up towards the ceiling. When we breathe deeply into the belly, the lungs expand, which causes the ribs to expand out in all directions. So I invite you to just close your eyes and just feel the expansion of the ribs as you take breaths in. You might notice the ribs moving out to the sides, out to the front and the back. Maybe a little bit of a lift in the top of the rib cage up towards the base of the throat. So as you just really dive inside and feel that expansion on the in-breath. And then allow the exhale to bring a nice sense of release in the body, a full-bodied letting go. So this expansion and this gentle contraction in and out with the breath. You might even feel the belly expanding, just moving out and back. Kind of like a little, what do they call them? Those little balloon fishes, you know? They expand and contract. A nice gentle wave in and out with the breath. So take 3 more rounds, just really delighting in this delicious, full, deep belly breathing. You might even begin to already notice things calming down. Maybe the mind settles down a little bit, or you feel the body calming down. And then opening your eyes, I'll explain alternate nostril breathing for you, and then we'll do a few rounds. So alternate nostril breathing is just as it sounds. You breathe alternately in one nostril and out the other. So the way we practice alternate nostril breathing is to come up with a little hand position that allows us to close off one nostril while we breathe in and out through the alternate nostril. And so in order to do this, we take our thumb on our right nostril, rest it gently there, and our ring finger and pinky finger on our left nostril. And for comfort, you can leave the other 2 resting on your forehead if you like, or you can let your fingers rest on the base of your thumb. And I will keep my fingers on the base of my thumb today so that you can see what's happening as I do this alternate nostril breathing. I'll guide you through 2 or 3 rounds, and then I'm going to leave you on your own to just kind of practice, see how it feels, and just get the rhythm of the movement of the breath through alternate nostrils. Okay? So find the position that you choose for your fingers. As I say, I'm going to keep my fingers down at the base of my thumb. The thumb will be on my right nostril, pinky and ring on my left. So I'm going to press the left nostril closed, breathe in through my right nostril. Press the right nostril closed, open the left, and exhale. Inhale through the left. And gently press the left nostril shut, open the right, and exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Close the right, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. And close the left, exhale through the right. So just allowing yourself to go through that same thing on your own. Just moving from nostril to nostril. You can do this with your eyes open or closed. And you might, if you like, just put a little count to count the length of the inhale and the exhale. And allow them to be equal in length. Count of 4 or 5. And just relax into it. And the next time you breathe out through your right nostril, just bring your hand back down to your lap. And just notice the imprint of this breathing technique on the mind and the body. So alternate nostril breathing and deep belly breathing, wonderful ways to soothe and calm the mind and the body. I recommend them highly. So our next series of movements will be around the head and the neck and the shoulders. Stress has a tendency to build up and hide in different parts of our bodies. Many people report headaches, neck and upper back pain, and stiffness. And this can be a result of stress that accumulates in those areas of the body. The next series of movements are designed to relieve those symptoms. We'll begin with slow movements of the head to kind of loosen up the neck. So let's begin. Sit nice and tall. Roll the shoulders up and back. Let the crown of the head lift. And we're simply going to make slow movements with the head. On an exhale, bring the chin down to the chest. Keep the shoulders softening away from the ears. Just take a nice long dip of that chin down. Take the whole exhale to get there. And on the inhale, reverse that action, bring it up towards the ceiling. Keep stepping the crown of the head diagonally back so the back of the neck stays long. And on your exhale, bring it all the way back down. It's just a slow, gentle bobbing of the head. Bringing the head back to neutral so that the chin is parallel to the floor. Take a nice breath in, and on your exhale, take a peek over your right shoulder. On your inhale, come back to center, and on the exhale, just slowly move the head to the left. So we're just moving from side to side. You might feel along the path a little bit of tightness, so just breathe into the tightness. Don't force yourself past it. Inhale to center and exhale to the right. So we're just slowly moving from side to side with the breath. And with each repetition, you may or may not notice that the neck begins to release a little bit, begins to let you move a little bit more fully. Or you might feel a little relaxation going on, a little softening or relaxing of the muscles that are tight. And then come back to center. We're going to take a nice breath in, and on the exhale, let the right ear fall towards the right shoulder. Inhale back up, and exhale, let it move to the other side. And it's important not to force here. Just kind of let it move. Get a stretch on the outer edge of the neck as you lean to the opposite direction. And the next time the head is over to the left, we're going to pause and extend the right arm down diagonally away from the body. You might feel that deepen the stretch just a wee bit. And then we're going to simply turn the palm up and rotate it around. So just rotate that arm and just notice how that shifts or changes sensation. And then just let it kind of hang, kind of like a little bit of traction across the top of the shoulder and the right side of the neck. And then very gently bring that head up, bring the right hand down to the lap. Take a nice breath in, and on the exhale, let the head lean to the right. And then let that left arm kind of dangle as a bit of traction. Just notice where you feel the stretch, the pull, or whatever you might feel, and then just begin to rotate that arm. A nice slow movement. Right into the arm socket, right where the head of the humerus bone is in that shoulder socket. Just rotate the arm around and see how things shift or change, how the feelings, the sensations shift. And then bring your head back up and bring that hand down onto your lap. So our next movement will be cactus arms. We're going to move our cactus arms forward and back, getting a nice opening in the chest and a nice stretch in the upper back. That's going to help relieve some stress, some tension in those muscles. So come into cactus arms. Keep the elbows as high as the shoulders if you can. The palms face forward. On an inhale, press those forearms back, opening through the chest, and on the exhale, bring the forearms together and tuck the chin. Inhale, open up, really press those forearms back, and on your exhale, bring everything together, tuck the chin. We'll do two more. Inhale, open, and exhale, close. Last one, inhale, open, and exhale, close. Bring the hands down onto the lap. We're going to do some shoulder rolls, and we're going to roll our shoulders backwards for 4 or 5 rounds. So take your shoulders up towards your ears and back. Bring them around and forward. So a nice, beautiful roll. Get into the back muscles. Anything that might feel tight, just really get into them with these big circles. And then pause at the top. We're going to come forward. So rolling forward. Here we go. Let the neck kind of bobble if it feels good. Just keep it nice and loose and relaxed. Great. And then bring your hands down to your lap. Great job. So that's the neck and the shoulders, the upper back, getting rid of that tension. You might close your eyes for a minute and just pause and see if you feel anything. A little bit more looseness, a little warmth, a little vibration or subtle energy. When we release the tension, we let that energy flow a little bit more freely. So our next series will be all about the joints. We're going to get synovial fluid flowing, get our joints really moving freely, and that also lets the energy move through the body a little bit more freely, which helps to make us feel more vibrant and alive and a little less uptight. So let's begin. We're going to begin with the elbows by bringing the hands to cup the shoulders and the elbows as high as the shoulders. On the inhale, we'll open up, and on the exhale, we'll close. Inhaling to open, really reaching to the side walls, and exhale to close. Inhale and exhale. Try to relax the shoulders. Inhale to open and exhale to close. The next time you're open, bring the arms out, make fists, and just make some circles at the wrists. And then switch direction. So we have our elbows and our wrists all lubricated. Bring your hands down onto your lap. Beginning into the hips, we're going to rotate the torso. So let the hands rest on the thighs and begin to make circles here. You're moving the whole torso in great big circles right from the hip creases. So you're leaning forward, off to the side and back. After 4 or 5 great big circles in one direction, we're going to move them in the other direction. And sometimes it's nice to get the opposite shoulder to go to the opposite knee as you come forward. It really gives a nice stretch into the back. So you can explore that, see how it feels for you. Nice job. Moving into the knees, we're going to lift the right leg, just hold behind that thigh, and then extend and bend. For 2, we're going to 5, 3, 4, and 5. Keep the leg extended and make some circles with your ankles. Can you feel it? Clickety-clack, can you hear it? Move them in opposite directions. And then point and flex. Really stretch the top of the foot and flex. The stretch in the bottom and the top of the foot. And then bring that foot down. Bring the opposite leg up. So you're going to hold underneath that thigh, sit nice and tall, and we'll go extension, contraction. For 2, going to 5, 3, 4, and 5. Great. Keep the leg extended and make some circles. 5 or 6 in one direction. You can almost feel that crackliness kind of go away a little bit the more you do it in reverse direction. And then point and flex. And then bring that foot down. So ankles and feet and knees and hips, elbows and wrists. Nice, huh? So we're all nice and juiced up, right? So we're going to bring our body to move in all of the directions that the spine gets to move. And as we move our spine in all of its wonderful directions, it's made to move in so many different directions, we accelerate or encourage the flow of spinal fluid, which can also give us a sense of suppleness, and it helps to wring out, especially when we do the twists, it wrings out the tension that might be holding in the muscles that support the spine. So let's get started here. Take a nice breath in and sigh it out. Beautiful. We're going to do axial extension, which simply means as if you have a marionette controlling you, just lifting up, letting the crown of the head and the sternum lift up towards the ceiling. You might feel yourself get taller. And it's using these core muscles that help you stay tall. So if we just kind of relax those muscles, we lose all that height, right? So we want to lengthen up, extension. We're creating space between the vertebra in the spine. I liken it a lot to a slinky. When a slinky is collapsed and you try to twist it or move it, it kind of grinds against itself. But when we create space and twist, it is a much more free-flowing movement. So that's what we want to do, create that space between vertebrae. So we'll begin with some lateral movements. We're going to just bend from side to side. So let's do it this way. Arms up overhead. Take your right hand, hold on to your left wrist. Let the palm of that left hand face the right. Reach nice and tall, and on your exhale, take a lean over to your right. And we're going to hold here for just a couple of breaths, but I invite you to explore a little bit of movement here. So you might want to rotate and turn a little down towards the floor, or you might want to rotate the chest up towards the ceiling. Or you might want to stay in this lateral position, but let the head move. So I always want to invite you to explore what feels best in your own body. And you'll discover what needs to move. Your body will tell you. We're going to hold for a couple of breaths, nice big full breaths that we talked about earlier. Letting the ribs expand, letting the belly fill up, and then letting the softening agent be the exhale, right? And then inhale back up. We're going to switch sides. The left hand will wrap right wrist, reach nice and tall, and then take that lean to the other side. So it's a nice lateral lean to start with, almost as if you're between two panes of glass. It's a nice sideways movement. But then again, I encourage you to explore. Maybe take a little lean forward, a little stretch you might feel in the back, all the muscles that go up and down the spine. Maybe you rotate the chest upwards. Coming back to that nice lateral stretch, you might be still in the spine, but let the neck, the head move. Always exploring. And then coming all the way back up. So those were lateral movements. We've extended and we've moved the spine laterally. So now we're going to go into those twists, right? So I'd like you to take opposite hand to opposite shoulder, find that extension in the spine. Take a breath in, and on your exhale, twist to the right. You can keep the chin centered right in the center of the chest if you like, or you can let the head turn to look over the right shoulder. We're going to flow here, so inhale to center and exhale, take the twist to the other side, deciding where you want your head to gaze. Inhale back to center and exhale to the right. So we're just flowing from side to side with the breath. The exhale is where the twist happens, and the inhale is where we come back to center. We'll do one more on each side as we exhale to the right. And inhale back to center, and then we will exhale and turn to the left. And come back to center. Unthread your bottom arm and put it on top. Ooh, kind of weird feeling. It always feels weird because it's not the natural way to go, right? We did what was comfortable the first time. This is a little bit awkward, which is good. Sit nice and tall. On the exhale, twist to the right, but this time look to the left. So we're kind of doing a little wringing out of the spine here. Inhale to center, and exhale, twist to the left, but look to the right. Again, moving with the breath, inhaling, and twisting into the exhale, letting the gaze go over the opposite shoulder. So just imagine wringing out a little washcloth, right? Instead of wringing out water, we're wringing out tension, coming back to center. And then bring the hands down onto the lap. Beautiful job. Take a nice shrug up, take a breath in through the nose, and then sigh it out. Oh, doesn't that feel good? Inhale, and then just let it go. Oh, feels really great. So the final bit of movement of the spine is forward and back, this flexion and extension of the spine. So sit a little bit further forward in the chair, and we're going to lean forward using our abdominals. We're going to lean forward, holding ourselves up with those abdominals. You can use your hands to help if you need to. Exhale, we're going to lean back. Maybe we have our hands right on our opposite shoulders, but we're not really resting against the chair. We're just moving forward and back, using the abdominals at the same time. Coming back to vertical, we're going to add a little bit onto this. We're going to bring a little bit of undulation into the spine, a nice little spinal wave called cat and cow. So bring your hands onto your lap, sit nice and tall. There's a little bend in the elbow. On an inhale, bend those elbows even more. Lean forward, draw your shoulders back, and lift your heart and your gaze. So you might feel a little arch in the low back. And then on your exhale, straighten your arms, kind of push into your thighs, round the back and tuck the chin. And then come into that opposite movement, this cow pose as we call it. A seated cow pose as we lift the heart and the gaze, and exhale into a seated cat pose as we arch the back to the back wall. And just move forward and back in this undulation of the spine. Beautiful. And then come to stillness. So come to a nice neutral spine, a nice tall spine. Roll the shoulders up and back. Let them soften away from the ears, and rest your hands on your lap. So we've done all of the movements of the spine. We've lubricated all of our joints. We've breathed to release stress and tension. So we're going to do a few seated sun salutations to finish things off before we move into relaxation. And sun salutations are wonderful ways to warm up the big muscles in the body. We use our legs to support us in our forward folds in sun salutations, so they're being worked here. And we're getting nice stretches when we lean forward and fold in our sun salutations. We get nice stretches when we bring our arms overhead. So just keep that in mind. Really dive inside and feel all this beautiful movement that we're doing with the body through these sun salutations. For the first 2 rounds, we're going to hold in a forward fold. Forward folds are extremely calming. And so we're going to hold there and breathe for about 2 or 3 breaths, and I will guide you through it. So let's begin. We're going to sit nice and tall with our hands down by our sides, seated mountain pose. And on your inhale, sweep your arms out to the sides and up overhead. On your exhale, come to cactus arms. On your inhale, take a little lean forward. And on your exhale, bring your hands to your thighs, glide them to your knees, reach the crown of the head forward. Just pause here and feel this stretch in your low back. And then let the hands glide over the knees to the ankles. Excuse me. Let the head point down. So here we are kind of hanging out in this forward fold, torso supported by thighs. And if for any reason your torso doesn't get to your thighs, you can roll a blanket and put it between your torso and your thighs, or you could put a pillow there just to catch you so that you can relax in this forward fold. You might bob your head, nod it, or shake it gently. Take a nice breath in through your nose, and then give a big sigh out through your mouth. See if the arms can relax and the shoulders, just letting the tension pour out. One more round of breath here, pausing in this fold. And then on your next inhale, straighten your arms, come to your fingertips, reach the heart forward, come into that nice long spine again. And on your exhale, fold back down. On your inhale, bring your arms out to the sides, root down through your feet to support you as you come all the way back out. Press the palms together, let them come through heart center and back by your sides. That was round 1. Let's do it again. Inhale, sweep up. And exhale to cactus. Inhale, lean, and exhale, glide. Take a little moment to notice this stretch, and then dive over the knees to the ankles, fold forward. Stay here for 2 full cycles of breath as we hold in this forward fold. This forward fold can be a posture, a pose all of its own, if you want to just hang out here for as long as you like, if you're feeling a little need for calming. And then on an inhale, straighten your arms, reach the crown of your head forward, and on your exhale, fold back down. On your inhale, sweep your arms out to the side, bring it all the way up. Exhale the hands through heart center and back by your sides. We're going to do one last round without pausing, just so you get the feel of this nice flow here. Inhale up and exhale to cactus. Inhale, lean, and exhale, glide. Inhale to a long spine, and exhale, fold again. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the sides, bring yourself all the way up. And exhale the hands to the heart, just pause and notice. Beautiful. You might feel some aliveness in the body, some sense of energy flow, some warming, vibration, pulsation. That free or freed up, if I might say, from this practice, a nice freed up flow of energy. So the final piece of the practice is where we allow the body to rest and be still so that it can digest all of this wonderful movement that we've just done. So I invite you to find a nice comfortable place in your seat. Maybe you extend your legs and put a pillow behind your back. Maybe cover up with a blanket. And if you can get on the floor, I encourage you to do that. Just allowing yourself to find a nice comfortable space on your back. And I'm going to walk you through a body scan. Just to kind of check in with how things feel. And as I mentioned a body part, I encourage you to just bring your awareness to that part of the body without any expectation in particular, just noticing what you might feel there, if anything at all. It could be a warmth or a vibration, some sense of aliveness or subtle energy. So settle in, close your eyes, and we'll begin with the crown of the head and the scalp, the forehead and the temples, and all the little muscles that create expression in the face. The lips, and the jaw. Can you allow your jaw to hang freely from your skull? The tongue, the back of the head, and the base of the skull. The throat, and the tops of the shoulders. The right shoulder blade and the left shoulder blade. Simultaneously sensing down the weight and the volume and the length of the arms from the shoulders to the elbows, down through the wrists, the backs of the hands, and the palms. Can you feel or imagine the space inside your thumbs and each of your fingers? Your heart and your lungs. The diaphragm and the rib cage. the abdomen, the low back and the buttocks. And the low belly, sensing right down through the pelvic floor. The right hip joint and the left hip joint. Simultaneously sensing down the weight and the volume and the length of the legs from the hips to the knees, the backs of the knees and the kneecaps. Sensing down through the ankles, the tops of the feet and the toes, and the arches, soles and heel. And you might bring your awareness to any sense of warmth or vibration in the palms of the hands, resting your awareness there. Allowing yourself to be fully present in this sense of connection of mind and body. And resting here for as long as you wish. And when you're ready to come out of Shavasana and go about your day, you might extend your legs and reach your arms up overhead for a nice full body stretch. Nice little lateral stretch that we learned earlier in the practice. Maybe a yawn would feel good. And then bringing your hands to your heart. Bowing your head, ending the practice with Namaste. These series of movements can be done on a daily basis, in whole or in part. You might choose simply to practice the spinal movements or the joint lubrication, or you might decide that you'd like to simply do some sun salutations and that would make you feel good on a particular day. But I do encourage you to practice as often as you can, if only for a few minutes a day, to help reduce the effects of chronic stress. I promise you, you'll feel happier and healthier in only a few sessions. Thanks so much for practicing with me today. If you know of someone who might benefit from this practice, I hope you'll share it with them by hitting the share button below. You can also hit the subscribe button to be notified when new videos are posted to this channel. A link to this video and other information about the benefits of practicing yoga can be found on my Facebook page, and the link to that page is shown below. I encourage you to share your feedback as well. Tell me what areas of the body I could focus on that would be of benefit to you. I hope you'll join me again next time. Until then, Namaste.